Got it? There we go. Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Church of Evanston. My name is Eileen. I'm the senior minister here. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm so glad to be with you. Whether this is your spiritual home or you are newly discovering this community, we're grateful to share this time together. We strive to be an inclusive and welcoming community, seeking truth and love and nurturing the human spirit for a world made whole. We are guided by our principles and values, which remind us in every moment and through every challenge that each of us is worthy of love and that we are all connected through the vast and beautiful web of existence. We come together to remember our kinship with one another and to hold one another in heart and mind with tenderness and with careful attention, and to dedicate ourselves to fully living our shared values. People of all ages are a welcome and important part of our faith community. We are blessed to have the children in the sanctuary for the first half of every service, and the entire service is for all ages about once a month. The nest here in front is our designated area for families with young children, where we have some quiet fidget toys and activities and a kid-friendly order of service. Of course, everyone of any age is welcome to sit wherever they want in the sanctuary. And you'll notice today that we have some different, we have a different seating, and we have some mats around the outside and the back of the sanctuary where any time in the service, if you feel moved to go and lay down and take in the wonder and the beauty and the experience of the sound meditation laying down, you are welcome to do that. As part of being a welcoming and inclusive community, and we have nursery care, every Sunday in room 11. As part of being a welcoming and inclusive community, we have some information posted on the screen that will help orient you to UCE and to the service. And I have a few announcements to share with you. Friday, August 16th, you're invited to a nature hike at Emily Oaks with our family ministry team and Kathy. It's at 6:30, and it is for people of all ages. Today, after the service, join us for a baby shower for our new members, Nahia and Erchis, their soon-to-be-born baby. We'll meet in room 6 at 12. Please plan to join us on Friday, August 23rd for an all-church potluck and program with the Board of Trustees and our Mid-America UUA representative, Reverend Sharon Dittmar. This is an event that we would really love to have as many of you as possible attend, because we want to hear about your hopes and your dreams and your just what you imagine for this faith community. Please look for more information in the newsletter to RSVP, and there's also going to be members of the Board of Trustees will be at the back tables with more information after the service. The annual service of remembrance will be held on Sunday, August 25th at 9 a.m. on our south lawn. We will read aloud the names of those that we've lost in the last 12 months. In addition, anyone who wishes to honor the memory of a loved one, regardless of when they die, is invited to attend. And before we start our service, I want to introduce our guest today, Preston Klik. Preston is a sound healer. Yeah, please give him a round of applause. Preston is a sound healer, musician, and spiritual practitioner. He is a follower of many teachers and paths: Amma, Christ, Ken Wilber, Buddha, David Rico, Adi Adyashanti, Dalai Lama, Eckhart Tolle, Fred Rogers, Gandhi, Landmark Forum, Mother Teresa, Rumi, and Transcendental Meditation. So he's got just a kind of a narrow and specific kind of a focus on spirituality. He has been a friend of UCE for several years and performed with us before the pandemic. And as we are exploring our embodied spiritual practices this month, we thought that Preston would be a great gift to share with this congregation. We invite you to settle into this time of worship and contemplation a spiritual journey of the mind and body. And as we begin our worship service, those of you joining online are invited to gather your chalice and beloved community, and please feel moved to experience this embodiment across the distance. Our opening reading is Transcendental Etude by Adrian Rich. No one ever told us we had to study our lives, make of our lives a study as if learning natural history or music, that we should begin with the simple exercises first and slowly go on trying the hard ones, practicing till strength and accuracy become one with the daring to leap into transcendence. And in fact, we can't live like that. We take on everything at once. Before we've even begun to read or mark time, we're forced to begin in the midst of the hardest movement, the one already sounding as we are born. Welcome to worship. The Unitarian Church of Evanston resides on the land that was recorded as being transferred from the local Potawatomi community to the U.S. government in 1829, shortly before the Potawatomi in this area were forcefully removed west of the Mississippi River. This land was then sold to white settlers. We remember the ancestors of contemporary African Americans, the individuals, families, and networks of Black people who built up our country's culture and economy, a role forced on them originally by enslavement. We acknowledge the intentional violence that landed on North American shores in 1619, has continued throughout the generations, and remains a reality today. These acknowledgments are one small effort toward building long-term solidarity with contemporary communities. We commit ourselves to take what we learn here today and incorporate it into our lives and turn our thoughts into actions. Please join in our words of shared commitment. We name these realities with honor for all the ancestors, respect for our descendants, and gratitude for the land we use as sacred space.
Really honored to be here today. I consider my work sacred work. It's the way I work with instruments. Not all sound meditators work that way. To me, it's sacred space for creating the possibility of healing or solace. And what I really love is doing my sacred work in an already sacred space, because it makes it so much easier. Sometimes I don't even want to say where I go, but I end up in some weird places like Four-Car Garage in Palatine. And I can convert that, but it takes a little more energy. Here people show up expecting the sacred, open to spirit, and open to the way spirit may show up through the effects of sound. There's many types of meditation, and meditation has many purposes. One purpose, of course, is stillness, taking a vacation from the troubles of this world. Being present, simply present to the eternal now, stepping outside of space and time. Going into a zone of no thought. Most of us can't go to no thoughts, but another purpose of meditation is to become the witness. If you do meditation and you find thoughts going by, at a certain point you'll realize, oh, I see those thoughts. I see those thoughts. Those thoughts are not me. I'm before, behind the thoughts. There's no problem with having thoughts. We need them to lead our lives, to be here at this time, to arrive on time. We need thoughts. The problem is not having thoughts. The problem is when thoughts have us. Obsession. There's also meditation for inner journeying, exploring your own imagination or the realms of your own consciousness. And sound meditation, I think, tends to fall more into that category than any other. Inner imagination, inner journeying, the arising of emotions, the arising of memories in some cases. My sessions are usually an hour long. This is just going to be a little tapas, is that the word, of food when it's just little plates? A tapas today of little sections. I call sound meditation a vertical technology. It's a cycle, for me, it's a cycle of ascending and descending energies from the divine to me and through me and back again. And when I do my hour sessions, I definitely get in the zone. And it's basically an hour of prayer. And by prayer in my case, I don't mean spoken words, and I don't mean a beseechment. I simply mean being within the cycle of those sacred energies. So I invite you now, we'll have a couple more of these sessions throughout this today's service. I invite you now to, if you want, close your eyes. If anybody wants to lay down on a yoga mat, you're welcome to. We're going to have a couple minutes of just my crystal bowls and this thing called a monochord, both of which can induce meditation. Please pull the sounds from me toward you.
How we doing? Nice. Today we have a plant this is left over from Adam and Zoe's wedding yesterday. So just to honor that, I'm going to invite Ann McAllister to come forward to light our chalice. And as we do, please join in saying the words on the screen by Melissa Jeter. You got those, Nathan? There we go. Nope. There we go. We light this chalice today to illuminate our way toward love. Inside the womb of this waiting time, we are bathed in sounds, floating in love, growing out of our comfort zone. We experience love, sorrow, pain, and joy. There is a numinous quickening as we await a new world yet unborn. Thank you. I just want to acknowledge we have a guest with us, Nathan, who's for Adam this week and next week as Adam enjoys time after his wedding. And Ken Smith is with us this morning to relieve Gregory and have him have some break time. Welcome, Ken. So it's a nice, lots of newness today. Please rise in body or spirit and join in saying the words of our historic and living covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Before we sing our opening hymn, I want to invite those joining online to greet one another in the chat. And if you are gathered here in the sanctuary, turn to somebody that you don't know well and say good morning. Please stay after the service today to continue your conversations. And if you're new to UCE, please stop by the welcome table that's at the back in front of the large floor-to-ceiling mural. There's a table there with a red tablecloth, and members of our membership team are there to greet you and answer your questions. But let's keep building kinship among us. We've got coffee hour afterwards as well. Our hymn is number 8, Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, and let's sing along. Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, where are you? In the sky song, in the forest sounds your cry. What to give you, what to call you, what am I? Many drops are in the ocean deep and wide. Thank you. You may be seated. Do you want to give me that? So our time for all ages is The Voice of the Great Spirit, from Ancient Stories for Modern Times. It's retold by Faye Mogensen. And it's a story from the Ngurindjeri, I practiced that, Aboriginals of South Australia. Long ago, when the world was new, people rose very early in the morning. It was hard to do. Can we relate to that? It's hard to wake up in the morning sometimes. Before the sun had begun to warm the earth, but even so, the Aboriginal people of Australia got up early, for it was the time each day when the Great Spirit spoke and shared wisdom. Even the listening was hard. They could hear the words, but they could not see the Great Spirit. It took great concentration. People are people. After a time, one and then another began sleeping late in the morning. They began to agree that it wasn't necessary to rise so early. They didn't need to hear the Great Spirit every day. Life was good, so long as hunting went well and there was sufficient food. They could make their own corroboree, a ceremony with song and dance. They didn't need to get up early. People are people. The Great Spirit grieved. He wanted to give a sign to the people that they could understand. He asked his servant Ngurindjeri to gather the tribes one last time. They came. Ngurindjeri motioned for them to find a place around a large gum tree that was growing in the center of the clearing. When all the tribes were seated and silent, there was a loud cracking sound. Can you all make a big clap when I say loud cracking sound? There was a loud cracking sound. The gum tree had split wide open. The people stared. A huge thalung, a tongue, had descended from the sky and disappeared into the center of the tree. The tree closed around it. Can you be a tree and close around the big tongue? All were silent. And then Ngurindjeri told the people they could return to their hunting and their corroborees. They shrugged their shoulders, and away they went. After a time, some of the people grew bored. Seeking pleasure didn't give them lasting satisfaction. They wanted more from life. They longed to hear the Great Spirit's voice. They went to the Ngurindjeri for help, but she said, "No, the Great Spirit will not speak to you again." They went to the graves of their ancestors for help. They asked the nebulae of the Milky Way for help. Still, there was no answer. They grieved. They painted themselves white with clay. They looked up at the great constellation we call the Southern Cross. They called the Wayungari, the wise old fellow who lives there. Wayungari invited them to gather around the gum tree once more. They came. They sat in silence. Wayungari spoke. He asked, "Did you see the thalung descend into the tree?" They all nodded. They'd seen that. The thalung is a sign of the Great Spirit's voice. When the thalung descended into that tree, it was a sign that the voice of the Great Spirit is in all things. As Wayungari's message slowly sank in, the people's worry wrinkles began to disappear. Since that day, life has been richer. Since that day, the Aboriginal people have come to recognize the Great Spirit's voice in all things. It is in the wind that whistles and blows. It is in the crash of thunder and the gentle pitter-patter of raindrops. Can you pitter-patter? It is in the tinkling of birdsong. Tinkle, 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 tinkle. and the gurgling of rivers. Oh, good. I didn't know what you were going to come up with that one. The Great Spirit's voice is everywhere. It speaks through the bushes and trees, and there are many shades of green. It blossoms with flowers. It is in the shimmer of fishes' scales and the sleek movement of animals. If we listen, we might hear it. Great. So I invite us now to settle into our time of quiet reflection as we share the joys and sorrows of this beloved community. If you have a joy or a sorrow that you'd like shared with this community, you can write it in this book, which is found at the door just as you enter the sanctuary. You can send me or Reverend Susan an email, or you can fill out the form that's found on the homepage of our website. We listen to these offerings with tenderness and with respect, and so let us all quiet our bodies and our minds by taking in a deep breath together and letting it out. These are the joys and sorrows that have been shared with us today. A joy from Melanie Kitchener, which I share, that it was a beautiful wedding and a beautiful day for Adam and Zoe yesterday. Congratulations to them. And a joy from Erlene Howard and Renee Gatsis. They have been celebrating all week. Thursday was their 4th wedding anniversary. Then yesterday, And then yesterday was Erlene's 20th sobriety anniversary. And today, Leo and Bella, our kittens, turn 1. So that's important as well. I'm not sure who wrote this, but a joy that the gladiola bulbs that we gave out at Flower Communion are blooming, and so are mine. I'm so excited, yes. Has anybody else planted their gladiola bulbs and seen little flowers come up? It's very exciting. And a few sorrows today. Christine Peters and Forrest Marie Peters Linzell continue to mourn the loss of David Linzell, who died 6 years ago today. David loved UCE. He delighted the congregation with his talents and humor, and he is dearly, dearly missed. From Tom and Alicia Hempfling. What would have normally been a happy and joyful time had quickly turned to devastation for my nephew Chris and his wife Alexa. After giving birth to a beautiful baby girl, Carolina, the baby passed away 2 hours later. The team of doctors worked valiantly to keep her alive to no avail. There is no sense, there is no making sense of such an awful loss. Please keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. And from Jenny Walsh, my dad, Michael Walsh, passed away on Wednesday, August 7th, after a brief but courageous battle with brain cancer. Caring for my dad during this illness was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, and also one of the most precious. I'm so grateful for this beloved UCE community for lifting up my mom and me in so many ways over the past 6 months. There will be a Catholic Mass at St. Nick's on August 17th at 10 a.m., which was Michael's wish. 10 a.m. visitation and 11 a.m. service. And you are all welcome to attend in support of Jenny and her mom, if you would like. Sharing these concerns of the heart is part of the practice of beloved community, together we expand our celebrations and we lessen the burden of our grief. I want to invite you to come forward now, or you can come to this table or either of the side tables to light a candle. And I just also want to encourage you that at any time in the worship service from here on out, if you feel moved to go and light a candle, you don't have to do it at this time. But if you'd like a candle brought to you, please raise your hand. Thank you. For these joys, we give our thanks. For these sorrows, we give our love. Please join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life, source of love and beauty, we welcome your presence in our hearts and we invite you to heal us and our hurting world. We come together as a community to bear witness to the sorrow and the suffering that are a part of our living. We come together and invite you to fortify us so that we may participate in the healing of the world, of each other, and of ourselves. We cannot fix what is broken alone, but we have more power than we can know when we gather in love and with intention. Guide us, Great Spirit, to fill and fulfill our call to build the common good. Give us the courage and strength we need to counter violence and hate with love and with peace. Show us the way to have faith in what is possible. Though we may honor the sorrow, anger, fear, and grief that accompany us as we show up to life, may we never give in to despair. Instead, may we discover and expand joy with and for one another. Amen, and blessed be. As we sing our response, number 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness, our young people preschool through 6th grade are invited to head to their faith formation time with their adult leaders. We're going May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole. As we say in our covenant each Sunday, service is our law. UCE is called by our mission, values, and principles to contribute to our community, to form accountable partnerships, and to express gratitude through giving. Today's offering will be shared with C&W Foundation, whose mission is to enrich the Evanston community by providing essential grocery access to those facing food insecurity and fostering career skills in the food and culinary industry. You may text to give, mail in a check, put cash in the collection bowls, or give from our website. If you do write a check, please indicate in the memo line if you would like the check to be for the shared offering or for some other giving. The ushers will now come forward, come around in our circle to pass the collection bowls down the rows. Please give as generously as you are able, and may what you give bring you joy.
Knots, knots, knots. We're all tied up in knots. Please, untie the knots that are in my mind, my heart, and my life. Remove the have-nots. Remove the can-nots. Remove the do-nots. Erase all the will-nots, the may-nots, the might-nots that may find a home in my heart. Release me from the could-nots, the would-nots and should-nots that obstruct my life. And most of all, I ask that you remove from my mind, my heart, and my life all of the am-nots that I have allowed to hold me back. Especially the thought that I am not good enough. The thought that I am not worthy. For I am. For we are. I like to tell people I don't play the Native American flute. And that's true, I don't play it. I pray it. I hope you felt that prayer. I also want to thank Reverend Eileen and I guess you guys for allowing me to be barefoot. I feel it better when I'm barefoot. I always do my sound meditations barefoot. I feel grounded. It's both grounded and transcendent at the same time. I love the poles. I love feeling this while stretching and reaching for that. Here's a reading. Oh, I should acknowledge that last reading. Oh, that's right. That's anonymous. I don't know who did that one. This one is by Linda Ruther. I don't know anything except I found this online and loved it. And I share it often at my sound meditations. And the great mother said, "Come, my child. Come and give me all that you are. I'm not afraid of your strength. I'm not afraid of your darkness. I'm not afraid of your fear, your pain. Give me your tears. Your tears will be my rushing rivers and my roaring oceans." And the Grey Mother said, "Give me your rage. It will erupt into my molten volcanoes and my rolling thunder. Give me your tired spirit. I will lay it to rest in my soft meadows." And the Great Mother said, "Give me your hopes and dreams. I will plant fields of sunflowers, and I will arch rainbows high in the sky. You are not too much for me. My arms and my heart welcome your true fullness. There is room in my world for all that you are." And the Great Mother said, "I will cradle you in the boughs of my ancient redwoods and in the valleys of my gently rolling hills. My soft winds will sing you lullabies and will soothe your burdened heart." And the Great Mother said, "Release your deep pain. Release your deep pain." Now is the time for another kind of sonic meditation. We're going to hear the ocean. Reverend Eileen and I are going to play what's called an ocean drum. And we're going to walk around and you'll hear the ocean moving. Perhaps you'll hear beach, perhaps you'll hear the waves, perhaps you'll hear the surf. Perhaps you'll hear a shell put up to your ear. Close your eyes. Drift away to a peaceful place. As you are moved by spirit, as Eileen and I walk around. You may lie down on a mat. You may walk. You may sway. If your body calls to you to move, please do so. Let the ocean of sound wash over you. Let the ocean of sound wash through you and cleanse you. Let the ocean of love wash over you. Let the ocean of love wash through you and cleanse you. Let the vibrations of love wash over you. Let them wash through you. Let the vibrations cleanse you. Let them release you. Let them refresh. Let them rejuvenate. Oh. Sorry.
as we extinguish the chalice of our shared time together, I invite you to join in saying the words by the Reverend Elizabeth Sell Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our closing hymn, number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. Thank you, friends, for being open-hearted and open-minded and present in body and spirit for this experience. Thank you, Preston, so much for guiding us through such a meaningful service. It's lovely. Thank you. Our benediction are the words of Preston that he shares at the end of all sound meditations. And he said that I'm the first one to read it other than him. And I'm so grateful that you trusted me with your words. As we linger in this holy hush, in loving gratitude, we say thank you for our experience here today. For whatever we released, thank you for whatever we received. Thank you as we linger in this holy hush. In loving gratitude, we say thank you for our bodies, for our five senses, for our minds with their memories, imaginations, thoughts, and creativity, for our emotions, which color and texturize the very moments of our lives, and for our hearts, where we send love, where we receive love, and within which we hold those we love dearly. The blazing spark of the divine light within me honors and loves the blazing spark of the divine within each of you. The Christ light, the Buddha, nature, great spirit, Atman, mystery, source, higher power, higher self, big mind, big heart. May you leave today with stretch marks on your mind. May you leave today with stretch marks on your heart. May you leave today with your love tank full, feeling blessed, blessed because you truly are. And may your presence in this world be a blessing to every person you meet. Amen. Namaste. Go in peace.
Good. I thought so too. Oh yeah. And I loved the way you did the reading when you didn't have your sound effects. So you just said, and you threw it out to the audience and brought them in. That was awesome. Did you know that? Did you have that in advance? Good. That was a great move. Thank you.
So, where'd you get
Oh, I don't remember. I got so many years ago. I don't know.
would you suggest me that different species of
Yeah, and I know some sources, but I've never bought from any of them. Because I have this one and a couple others that I bought. There's a guy in Milwaukee that makes flutes. His name is Dennis Hawk. Do you have anything to write something on? I don't either. Oh, phone, sure. Do you have notes? Anything you want to use? Sure, send yourself a text. Oh, that's fine, sure. Oh, yeah.
What did you call them?
Synforia? Yeah, you were in Synforia? Oh, wasn't that cool?